Hey everyone, it's editors Gregory and Ashley here to talk some Milan Fashion Week with you, and it's over, but it's been an incredible week.
Milan Fashion Week this year killed it. It was some of my favorite shows that I've seen in years.
Right.
What was your favorite?
There was so much kind of like 70s themes going on, but I would have to say Veronica Etro did an amazing job at the Etro show. You know, she usually does these kind of colorful paisley prints, but this year she did Native American prints, and on the soundtrack was Jim Morrison, Riders on the Storm playing.
I mean, Jim Morrison has this like huge revival this like fashion season.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw a lot of influences in New York and London and now on to Milan. I mean, I don't know what it is about Jimmy, but everyone is loving it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone ever really got over it. I mean, he's just so incredible, and the show was great. It had a lot of like layered chiffon, and it was just really fun, all about summer love. It was relaxed and just really beautiful.
Etro's just one of my favorite brands in general because they really don't follow trends. They really just stick true to who they are, and they own the paisley. They really own that, you know, pattern and make it all their own, and they just kind of, I think they kind of march to the beat of their own drum.
Yeah.
It's a really cool label, and I think they just like nailed it this year.
Totally. They capitalized on the trend that was going on all over the place and just really hit it home for me.
Yeah.
What about you?
My favorite was Dolce & Gabbana. It was this very cool, sexy, sensual, Spanish-inspired show. And actually leading the helm of the models, especially at the finale, was none other than Kendall Jenner, who's become really the it model this season. You know, she'd walked a few runways in the past. You know, she did some work at New York Fashion Week at Diane von Furstenberg and Marc Jacobs, but in Milan is really where she's made her mark. Not only did she actually walk in Dolce & Gabbana, but she was at Ports in 1961. She walked in Bottega Veneta. She walked in Pucci. She walked in Fendi.
Crazy.
I mean, she really has broken away from the Kardashian starlet reality.
Trying to be a model.
And she's really been accepted into this high-end, very exclusive world of you know couture fashion.
And it's so interesting because models are, from what we see, are not taking to this very well. I mean, they're not accepting her into the club.
Especially, you know, like I said, she did dabble in New York and she did dabble in London, but like Milan is really where she like stomped those runways and did 5. I mean, you don't see many models that do 5 big shows like that. But I have heard
too. She just kind of like, it was just a show that brought it.
Right. You know, she has, I've heard, been a little bullied. You know, there's some reports about models putting out cigarettes in her coffee, or you know, rolling her eyes at her, or ignoring her backstage. I don't know really how I feel about it. I think she's an amazingly beautiful girl. I think she's a great model. I do have to wonder though if some of these brands are using her popularity and her fame to capitalize on their own shows though. So I'm a little torn on where I stand on the Kendall debate. But it was a very, very cool fashion week. I love Milan. We're moving on to Paris, which is the final city for Fashion Month, as we say, which is always the biggest and the best. So stay tuned with us next week to find out all about what happens in Paris.